All right. So this actually is not nostalgic, but I'll give it away first just so that most of you see it, if you guys can see or read that. Elements of computing systems based on first principles. This came out last year. Jose Nazario pointed out to me. Basically, it's 323 pages, including the index. Goes through hardware primitives, designing your computer from hardware. I start with hardware, eventually machine language, assembler, then a compiler for higher level language, implement a virtual machine, and then write an operating system on top of that, and finally some programs within your operating system. So who wants to prove Rob Pike wrong, that systems research is not irrelevant? Who's read Rob Pike, Systems Research is Irrelevant? Jake has. Fuck. Okay, if you haven't read that, everyone in here needs to read that. I'll have some post requisites for this talk posted at archiver.com/Toorcon8, and I'll type that up later. Is anyone interested in this? Wants to build a computer from scratch, like a fucking computer club, like back in the 70s? Come on.
Do we want to ask a skill testing question or something?
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, should I just pick a fucking kit computer? Okay, what was the computer kit built in war games? Okay, do you want it? It's yours. All right. Okay, this is not for giveaway, but I thought I'd show it just for fun briefly. If any of you guys like video games and ROM dumping, this is you can't really see it. It's a homemade PC Engine and TurboGrafx-16 ROM dumper. I used this to dump the last commercially released PC Engine game in 1988. So. A guy in Hong Kong made this, named Rayman, a friend of mine. So that's just kind of neat. Personally, I'm a big fan of the aesthetic of early hacking. This is something called Shatter. Maybe you guys never saw this. It was done on a Mac 512 in 1984, printed out on a 72 DPI printer. And so since it's more an aesthetic thing than anything else, if any of you can tell me the band that wrote the song The Hacker in 1989. You guys should all know this. Good fucking song. Wrong. Wrong. What? Yes. Clock DVA. You get that. And you guys should all get that album. T-shirt. The T-shirt. Okay, so how many of you people know Tim Newsham? Have heard of Tim Newsham? Have heard of him, right? Okay, you don't know him necessarily? No. Okay. He put out that paper with Tom Tachik about 10 years ago about evading IDSs using fragmentation, and Cisco last week released another vulnerability saying, oh, our IDS is vulnerable to fragmentation attacks. Anyone? Raise a hand. Okay, so here's the question. In 2004, Tim Newsham wrote a buffer overflow exploit for what version of makedir on Unix? What version of Unix? This is awesome. You guys all should have been laughing your asses off on Security Focus or Bug Track or whatever this was.
That was a funny one.
See, this is awesome. This is totally old school. No one saw Tim Newsham's buffer overflow for makedir? Not System 5. Okay. What version was the Lions book?
Hint.
Yeah, what version was the Lions book? V7, yes, absolutely. What's your name? Okay, so you just won a shirt of something that Tim Newsham wrote, and this is the first in a line of Noosh-erts, and this is really offensive, which is why I'm giving it away. Put the microphone down, Greg. Okay, sorry. I met your daughter on MySpace, and all I got was a lousy blowjob and this T-shirt. So. There you go. Okay, and then the last giveaway.
Busted.
Deluxe letterbox version of War Games. Laserdisc. So.
Here, I'll hand that to somebody, Gray.
I have at my house.
Oh, I've got 2 lasers players.
Do you have to flip yours yourself, or does
Okay, so, and this has a lot of personal significance for me. I mean, this was like the movie that was inspiration for me. And like in 91, 92, I felt like I plateaued. So this is where I reveal like my dark past. The way I originally got internet access, if Chris Eagle's in the room or Johnny Cash, they both, well, Johnny Cash just graduated from the Neos Graduate School, which is in the Monterey area. It's the only non-toll call I could make that had internet access back then. And so yeah, I would like go on to IRC through nps.navy.mil, which nowadays is nps.edu, so I don't really feel like I'm revealing too much anymore. And on top of that, okay, Neos Graduate School, NPS, their password for their portmaster was NPS. So it wasn't like, very difficult, right? But that's probably like my claim to fame from back in like 91, 92. And so I guess the question for the giveaway, kind of. So, and this is more urban lore. It's not on Wikipedia or anything like that. There is a scene in here which supposedly on television broadcast was edited out because they were afraid that people would actually follow the technique. Okay, well, what was it? So what was the scene that they... That's right, the payphone. There you go. So, but you got a shirt, so I got to give it to someone else. So between a different question. Go, Dan. Dan, you pick a question.
This is a question that I don't necessarily expect anybody to get, but whoever gets closest will get it. All right. Name the year in which the last publicly known, like non-private, publicly known, if not publicly accessible, Multics machine was shut down.
Good question.
All right, wait. So I'm gonna. All right. So raise your hands if you think you have a guess. All right. What do you think? 2003. Okay. Go ahead. 2004. 2005. 2001. All right. It was 2000, and it was closest to 2001. Who's won? All right.
All right, I think that's it. Oh, wait, no. So on top of that, like Hikari...
Dan, you got to be the closest without going over.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was late in the year.
So the last thing, and this is like just not even a giveaway of any importance, but so the past couple years, and actually Hikari and I got to know each other because we're both vegetarians and hackers. And we've sort of been organizing vegetarian hacking outings. So in this brown bag here, I have a piece of vegan chocolate raspberry cake from Follow Your Heart in, I don't know, like the Valley.
Either
it's
that
good.
or a finger.
So who here is a vegetarian and a hacker? Okay, you get it. All right. With the glasses and the beard.
kind of funny? What is that again? Vegetarian, vegan cake.
That was so anticlimactic.
That was hilarious.
I owe you later. So I think that's more or less, I mean, we could talk for ages. If you want to come up here and check out like this Out of the Inner Circle book, it's awesome. The description of worm, because it predated the Morse worm, is really interesting. So come on, we'll shoot the shit, but I guess we should probably turn it over unless anyone else, let's go one by one, see if anyone else has anything else to say. All right.
Party time.
Thanks for staying late.
Thank you.
Actually, I got a couple of quick announcements.